And a good afternoon, everybody. This is indeed the Michael K. Show. We thank you for joining us on this Friday. It's November 7th, 2025. Me and you for two. Those are the rules of engagement. 2 hours of the fastest moving sports talk show in the entire world. And I thank you for spending this 120 minutes with me. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Jets and the Giants back on the field this weekend. The Giants will be playing the Bears, and the Jets will be playing the Browns. We'll break that down, and also the nonsensical approach that Aaron Glenn is taking when it comes to the quarterback situation, seemingly going out of his way to antagonize the media. Maybe he has fun doing that, but I don't quite understand the end game. Speaking of not understanding the end game, after we left the air yesterday at 5 o'clock, it was reported of the teams that extended the qualifying offer to some of their players. And the one that jumped out at me, because I've spoken about it before, and I want to see if I'm wrong on this, all right? Trent Grisham got the qualifying offer from the Yankees. And it's very, very confusing to me. And I'll break it down because maybe I'm not seeing it. And I might not be. They might have a plan that I just have not been able to digest. But let's take a look at it in a simple way. They could be on the hook to pay $22 million for 1 year to a guy who had his best year ever. Before this past season with the Yankees, Trent was essentially a 200 career hitter. He was actually under 200. He hit 34 home runs, which he had never done before, ever. So he had a really good season. He had a high on-base percentage. Again, never before been done by him. Last year, he made $5 million. So if he accepts the Yankees qualifying offer, he will make 22 and change. He will earn in the 2026 season, if he accepts this offer, more than he has made combined in his entire career. And on top of all of that, if you look at his defensive metrics, we all kind of parrot things that we've heard before. He's a great defensive center fielder. He wasn't this past year. His speed was way down. Now, I know that he was battling a hamstring injury, but he was minus in every important defensive metric. Defensive runs saved, outs above average, any metric that you want to look at, he was under 0. So he was not a good defensive center fielder. He wasn't. He was not. So is he going to take the qualifying offer? Now, if I were him, I would, because I think if he becomes a free agent, which he has the right to do, he could turn down the offer. What's he going to make? $36 million for 3 years. And remember, everybody, 2027 might not happen. It could be a lockout where the entire season is canceled. Players will not get paid. So that would mean that for 3 years, if you take out 2027, and I'm hoping that that's wrong, that there is going to be baseball, that would be he would make $24 million for 2 years over 3, and this year he'd make 22. And if he really believes that he's turned a corner, well, he's going to get a lot of money, and then they can't hit him with the qualifying offer after 2026. And for the Yankees, if they think that he's going to turn down the qualifying offer because there's a dearth of center fielders that are available right now, and a lot of teams need them, is the juice worth the squeeze? Because the most they get is a bad fourth-round pick. So if you ask the Yankees, would you risk $22 million for an extra fourth-round pick? Of course they'd say no. A fourth-round pick is not worth $22 million for any stretch of the imagination. And I know there have been great players that have been picked in the fourth round, but there have been a lot of players that we've never heard of that have been picked in the fourth round. The juice not worth the squeeze. Now, another way, again, I'm trying to think all of these things through, and you're all more than willing to help me out because you're my co-host. Maybe the Yankees are thinking, even if he takes the $22 million, we'll be able to trade him. Do you think that there's a team out there that would assume $22 million to get Trent Grisham? My answer would be absolutely not. So they would have to eat, I would say, a significant amount of that money. Would it be $10 million? Would it be $8 million? Whatever the case may be, they'd have to get something back in that trade for Grisham that's worth $8 to $10 million on top of what you'd have to pay for that player. One other thing that to me is a huge fly in this ointment. Let's say he accepts the qualifying offer. And let's say the Yankees do end up being successful in their pursuit of re-signing Bellinger. And you can't trade Grisham. Well, you've then rendered Jason Dominguez, a guy that you've talked about how great he is, and I know he's a bad defender, but the guy's a really good left-handed hitter. You've rendered him a non-entity. You're going to have to trade him or send him down to AAA. And Spencer Jones, it tells the world that you have no plans for Spencer Jones, and that ruins his trade value as well. So please, somebody, make it make sense for me. Again, I'm not the brightest light in the chandelier. Never claimed to be. Maybe sometimes I have. But why? What's the value here? Do you think that something came on, a light came on in Trent Grisham after being a less than pedestrian ball player his entire career? He has a really good season last year at 34 home runs. If I'm the Yankees, I say thank you very much. Remember, the guy was a throw-in in the Juan Soto deal. Thank you very much. That's quite a year. We got so much value for $5 million. I don't think we'll ever get that value again. Or maybe if they convince themselves, you know what, we are going to get value. We're going to get more than $22 million value. I don't buy it. Not the player I saw. And again, really good year. I'm not denying that. Not as good defensively as you think, and absolutely did not show up in the postseason. Did not show up in the postseason. And if this guy is so good, right? Well, I guess the Yankees really messed up then, not playing him at all in 2024. They went to the World Series. Alex Verdugo couldn't hit the water if he fell out of a boat. But they never took him out of the lineup. And Trent Grisham was right there. Never used him. So you're telling me you completely misjudged him? And then all of a sudden the light came on. This was not the plan, by the way. This was not the plan to play him as much as they did. He played his way into that. They did not plan that. So all of a sudden, they're having a $22 million epiphany on this guy? I don't get it. Again, I could be wrong. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. But if you don't trade him, and if he accepts the $22 million and you sign either Tucker or Bellinger, that's it for Dominguez. He becomes a trade chip or you send him down to the minor leagues. Now, he'll only be 23. It's not the end of the world, but really, what are we doing? This is your top prospect or one of your top prospects. You're going to render him completely irrelevant. And that's exactly what happened in the postseason. He had one at bat in the entire postseason, and that was when he pinch hit for Volpe in the ninth inning against Toronto and got a double. The kid really handled himself well after he essentially was demoted for the entire month of September. Entire month. And I'm not saying that he's going to be a superstar. I think there's talent there. He runs the bases very well. He hits very well from the left side, and he's a terrible defender. And they could tell you, he made strides. He did not make strides. And I know the other thing they're saying, well, we need a center fielder because Bellinger is a great left fielder actually does a good job in right and would be an outstanding first baseman, but his numbers are not that great in center. Oh, okay. I know his numbers are not that great metrically in center. Neither were Grisham's. So you're just telling me that Grisham's numbers weren't good because of the hamstring injury that he was dealing with? Or maybe he's just gotten older. I'm not taking anything away from this guy for the year that he had. 34 home runs is nothing to sneeze at. His on-base percent is nothing to sneeze at. And he got big hits, too. Big hits during the season. But $22 million? $22 million. You're risking $22 million. Now you say, well, who would play center field? I don't know. But I'm not paying $22 million for Trent Grisham to play center field. That's the risk you're taking. And this is a team that operates on a budget. They spend a lot of money. But that $10 million or that $22 million that you're paying him might stop you from doing other things. But I do have faith in them that they have a plan that I'm not bright enough to figure out. Maybe they know they could trade him and trade most of the $22 million. Maybe they're sure that he's going to turn down the offer. And if he turns down the qualifying offer, he has to have his head examined because I don't think there's that much money out there for him. I think at most he'd get $10 to $12 million a year. 10 to 12. You got Bader out there. You got Luis Robert, who the White Sox picked up his $20 million option. You got guys like Cedric Mullins. You don't want to go there. He was awful with the Mets. Again, I need somebody to make it make sense to me. I think it is such a gamble because I really believe if he's smart, he's taking that money. He would in 1 year make more than he's made in his entire career. And if he believes in himself, wouldn't you do that? Because next year you are not saddled the qualifying offer. You're not. You mean to tell me that you wouldn't bring in Harrison Bader, who probably get $10 million on a free agent contract, rather than to give Trent Grisham 22? And, if anything, your team is overly left-handed. You got to have more balance in the lineup. Dominguez essentially is a left-handed batter. Bellinger's a left-handed batter. Tucker's a left-handed batter. Grisham's a left-handed batter. Rice is a left-handed batter. Wells is a left-handed batter. Your backup catcher, Escara, is a left-handed batter. Chaz Chisholm's a left-handed batter. So don't you need more balance? Again, we're at the beginning of teams putting it together their squads. And again, they've got detailed plans that they do not make us privy to. And I appreciate that. I don't expect them to. That's why I'm thinking out loud. When I saw that they picked up his option, I was stunned. They might prove me wrong. Just wait, Michael. You'll see. Okay, I'm willing to wait. But on November 7th, I don't get it. And this is no disrespect whatsoever to Trent Grisham. I just don't think there's a team out there that would give him $22 million even for 1 year. And I love when people say, there's no such thing as a bad one-year contract. Yes, there is. If you're grossly overpaying for a player, that means that's money you can't spend somewhere else. It's not an unlimited budget. So there is such a thing as a bad one-year contract if it inhibits you from doing other things that said year. I know you're out from under it in 1 year, but why would you grossly overpay somebody for 1 year? At the risk of what? To get a fourth-round draft pick? I don't know. And then if you get Bellinger or Tucker, then Dominguez is a non-player, Spencer Jones is a non-player. Maybe you're going to use them in trades. Maybe use them in a trade for Sandy Alcantara. Maybe you make a run at Tarek Skubal. Don't know. Don't know what their plan is. But it's going to be interesting to watch. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to John in Chatham. What's up, John? Start it off.
Hey, Michael. Yeah, this is a classic Cashman move. Signing a player right off the best year of his career. Want to give Trent Grisham $22 million? He has no fire in the belly, Trent Grisham. I'll take Tommy Edman, the Dodgers. Give me 10 Trent Grishams for one Tommy Edman. Michael, I got no confidence in Cashman building the team. But could I switch and go to Don Mattingly was in the Post today in Hall of Fame. Could I give you a Hall of Fame, a great player, his stats, and compare him to Don Mattingly and Bernie Williams and show there's Yankee bias, or as you'd say, Yankee fatigue? This player, a Hall of Fame player I'm talking about, had
Kirby Puckett?
Absolutely. Had a 12-year career, which Don Mattingly had a 12-year career, and they said, Mattingly didn't play long enough or whatever. Kirby Puckett's lifetime average 318. Don Mattingly 207. 207 home runs.
307.
Puckett. 307 home runs?
You said lifetime average 207.
Right, 318, 307 for Don. 207 home runs for Puckett, 222 for Mattingly.
John, we've heard this before. The difference between Puckett and Mattingly is the 2 World Series. That's it. And that's unfair because Mattingly couldn't get a team to the World Series on his own. I agree that Mattingly deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. 9 Gold Gloves, Silver Slugger, MVP, batting title. You don't have to sell me on it. Puckett's in, Mattingly should be in. Their numbers are remarkably alike. And he's got a chance with this new committee. It's going to be either, I believe, Mattingly or Dale Murphy. There's 16 voters. They have to get 12 of them. Last time he was on this ballot, he got 8, which was the most anybody got without getting in. That was the year that Fred McGriff got in. So Mattingly's got a chance. We'll know by December 7th. Let's go to Tom in the Bronx. Tom.
Hey, Michael. First of all, I fully agree with you with the Grisham thing, but I'm just trying to maybe think of the other side. What if the Yankees just are kind of bringing him back as a safety? Maybe they're trying to offload Stanton, and a way to get a team to eat more of the Stanton contract is to maybe throw in Dominguez as a kicker. So, I mean, even though Stanton's not really an outfielder, let's call him an outfielder, you'd be losing 2 outfielders, Dominguez and Stanton. So they just want to hold on to Grisham just as a body.
Complete no-trade clause. He will not allow himself to be traded.
Well, what if they found a team he was willing to go for?
He's not. I mean, when the Marlins tried to trade him, Tom, he turned down St. Louis and he turned down San Francisco. There's no way the Dodgers would want him. You think he wants to go to the Angels to go to a losing situation? He likes it as a Yankee, and the Yankees like him, and he doesn't make that much money the next 2 years because the Marlins money kicks in, so he's going to make like $17 million. So even if he only plays 80 games, he's actually worth it for the production that he gives. They can't trade Stanton, nor do I think they want to. Now, Dominguez, if Grisham accepts the qualifying offer and they sign Bellinger, then Dominguez, I think, becomes trade bait. But is his value at a real high now after he didn't get but 1 at bat in the postseason and didn't play most of September? Are you trading him at the height of his value? I don't think you are. Same thing with Spencer Jones. If teams see that there's a complete roadblock, that means that the Yankees don't like Spencer Jones that much. Because guess what? Spencer Jones is a center fielder. So rather than bring up Spencer Jones, who's a right-handed batter, right? Rather than bring him up, they choose to give $22 million to Trent Grisham. So everyone in baseball knows, well, they must not love Spencer Jones that much. Let's go to Mike in Trenton. Mike.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you for taking my call. I agree with the Trent Grisham deal. I think, how don't they know that he might be going back to playing to the back of his baseball card? I think they juiced him out. He had a great year, but he didn't really produce in the playoffs. I think
wait a minute. What do you mean they juiced him out?
They got the best out of him.
Oh, okay. You're not saying that there was juice involved.
No.
Okay.
And he didn't really produce in the playoffs. This screams a little bit the last years of Aaron Hicks and DJ LeMahieu where it didn't work out, but it's only 1 year deal, but whatever. I just wanted to say that, and then also, if I could add on, what do you think of the Japanese third baseman? Do you think it's a good fit? Me personally, I would love to have him, but he's left-handed again. I don't know. I'll hang up and let me know your thoughts.
Well, he's left-handed, Mike. Well, I mean, if he's that much of a great home run hitter, I guess you live with another left-hander. But he strikes out a lot. They've got to correct that. They can't add another a 200 or 180 strikeout guy. It doesn't make sense. You're trying to get away from that. Trying to get away from it. Let's go to Carl on Roosevelt Island. Carl.
I don't know how you feel about this, Michael, but it really, really upsets me that this franchise doesn't value trying to bring up their young players as much as they did when they had, the core four back in the day.
But how can you say that, Carl?
Well,
Ben Rice,
guys in the,
Anthony Volpe, Slittler, Wells, Judge. Those are all homegrown guys.
But they're not giving Dominguez the shot that he deserves.
I agree. But you're saying one guy. You're saying they don't value their young players. You're wrong. You're wrong. Will Warren, Clark Schmidt. I mean, you can't. I can't just let you spit stuff out that's not true. I mean, how do you say that? They've got a load of homegrown players on their team: Oswaldo Cabrera, Anthony Volpe, Ben Rice. Sorry, I mean, I'm not looking to be rude, but they bring up a load of young players. Cam Schlittler might be their number 3 starter this coming season and pitch one of the biggest games of the year against the Red Sox. David on the east side. David.
Yeah, 2 reasons I like the Grisham offer. First, you have to consider the possibility that the Dodgers and Mets outbid us for Tucker and Bellinger. I don't even know if we finished second in the bidding for Tucker. And $22 million it's going to be a rounding error on the bidding for those contracts. So, I'd rather buy a little too much food at the grocery store than risk having nothing in my cart.
But it doesn't have to be Trent Grisham. I hear what you're saying, David. And by the way, I misspoke. Spencer Jones would make them lefty as well. He's a left-hander. So that's another left-hander that because they're 2 left-handed. I spit out right-handed, but he's left-handed. I know that. But here's the bottom line. There are other ways to go that are much more cost-effective. And if you're going to get out, why would the Dodgers, by the way, I keep hearing the Dodgers, and listen, I really like Scott Boras a lot. He's brilliant. He really is. And he represents Bellinger. But he's putting this stuff, the Dodgers non-tendered him. They released him. So now the Dodgers are in play to get to get Cody Bellinger. I'd be shocked. When the Yankees got Cody from the Cubs, okay? The Cubs gave him to the Yankees. They picked up $5 million of the salary, and the only thing they got back was Cody Poteet. It was essentially releasing him. Now there's going to be this robust market because he had a great year with the Yankees. Yeah, but if he's had MVP seasons before his final year with the Cubs, he had a really good year, which got him his 3-year contract with the 2 opt-outs, but he's had really bad years too. So Scott's going to try to create a market to scare everybody and up the price. Let's see if it materializes. Let's see. Now the Mets could be in play with him. They could be. And Tucker could be in play. We'll see if he liked it with the Yankees. We'll see how much they valued him. But this is not a hill they're going to die on and give this guy 6 years at $30 million a year. I don't see it. And I really like Cody Bellinger. I think he's a really outstanding player for the Yankees and really, really good at Yankee Stadium. But he wasn't that good at the Wrigley. and he was so bad with the Dodgers, they non-tendered him. Now, all of a sudden, they're going to be big players for Cody Bellinger? I don't know. Convince me otherwise. 1-800-919-3776. That's the number. We brought up Mattingly, one of our previous callers. I want to talk about him in just a moment when we get back. So, to me, it's really interesting what's going on with Donnie. He has retired, but he's not done, doesn't want to be done, and we'll see exactly if there's a job out there for him. We'll talk about that in just a moment. The K Show, we roll till 3. Final show of the week right here on ESPN New York.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. That includes boosts, bonuses, and some surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. So when you're wrapping up the work week, what better way to bring on the weekend than with the NBA Happy Hour? Every Friday, 6 to 7:30 p.m., only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. That includes boosts, bonuses, and some surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Visit FanDuel.com/Rick to grab your reward before the clock expires. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions do apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. Now, they converted my kids' bathtub to a shower and did an incredible, really an unbelievable job. They offer all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit done in just one day. Durable and easy to clean with no demo or mess and lower cost than a standard replacement. And a lifetime guarantee. Right now, no money down, no payments, no interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today like we did at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in with those you care about, and to remind ourselves that we're not alone. As seasons change and days grow darker sooner, it can be a tough time for many. This November, BetterHelp's encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones, and remind the people in your life that you're there. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. Short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and preferences, and our 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means we typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recommendations. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
To the net. Score! The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey, or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat.
Barzell for Horvat. Score!
Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Empower Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Your fantasy roster is set. The Smack Talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Welcome back to the show. So Don Mattingly is in town. He's going to take part in the Gold Glove Award ceremony tonight. And, he said that, he left the Blue Jays. He knew at the beginning of the year that he was probably going to be one and done. Or this was going to be his final year with them. And he said he loved it there. But it's hard. He's got a 10-year-old son, his wife. They're not living in Toronto with him. It's just harder. And he didn't want to continue to do it, but he's not retiring. He wants the right opportunity. Now, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I really don't. But I will put this out there. Don Mattingly is one of the most beloved Yankees of all time. And he never won a championship. But he is adored by Yankee fans. Adored. Nobody will ever wear number 23 again. He was the shining light in what was a long stretch where the Yankees didn't make the playoffs. His final year, they make the playoffs in 95. He has a tremendous 5-game series against Seattle, and that's it. He retires at the age of 34. For 5 years, arguably the best player in baseball. His body betrayed him. His back went out. The guy's a Yankee. How is it possible, and maybe it's happening, again, I don't know, that the Yankees just don't step up and offer him a job? I'm not saying he has to be an everyday coach. It doesn't sound like he wants to be an everyday coach. But working within the organization, going around talking to kids in the minor leagues, being a public face for the team, something like that. Doesn't he deserve that honor after the honor that he brought to the Yankee brand? There's got to be some kind of position for him somewhere. And when he was asked about it, he didn't seem comfortable talking about it because he doesn't want to seem as if he's asking for a job. But I told you this the other day. People close to him during the year came up to me, isn't there anything the Yankees have for Donnie? He'd be perfect there. And I said, I that's way above my pay grade. Way above it. But a role like what Andy Pettitte has. You don't think that players would listen to what Don Mattingly has to say? I realize that at 64 years old, he's probably not the guy who's going to totally buy in to every analytic theory. But, Aaron Boone just said the other day, we're the least analytic team when it comes to doing it on the field of any team in the American League East. You believe that if you want, that's what he said. And I'm not saying put him in the dugout. With a 10-year-old kid, probably doesn't want to travel anymore. But it's got to be the right situation. There's got to be something that the Yankees could offer Don Mattingly. I'm just saying. I could be way off base. I don't think that he's ticked off anybody in the organization. I don't think he has a bad relationship with Cashman as far as I know. It's awfully hard to not like Don Mattingly. He's one of the true gentlemen that has ever played this game. You'd be hard-pressed to find anybody in baseball that has anything bad to say about Don Mattingly, where he's done wrong by them or embarrassed them. He handles his stardom with a grace and class that you don't see with many people. He would only be an unbelievable addition to any organization, but he's most valuable to the New York Yankees. Because 40 years from now, when Don Mattingly passes away, The headline is going to say Yankee great Don Mattingly. It's not going to say former Dodger manager, former Marlins manager, former Blue Jays bench coach. No. It's going to be Yankee great Don Mattingly. And if I can nudge the Yankees just a little bit, there is a pretty decent chance that Mattingly actually might get into the Hall of Fame on December 7th when this committee's voting will be made public. Don't you want him to be a Yankee when that happens? There has to be a job for Don Mattingly. Going around in the minor leagues, talking to players, whatever the case may be, how to carry yourself. The Yankee way, so to speak. It would be very curious to me if there's not a job somewhere for him. Put him in the booth. I don't know. I'm not the one who does the hiring for that. But this is a front-facing guy. He's everything that's right about the Yankees. Again, one of the most beloved Yankees of all time and never won a ring. And the fans still adore him. Just saying. It's right there. You want some positive publicity during the offseason? There it is. There it is. Let's go to Anthony in North Carolina. Anthony.
Hey, Michael. How are you today? First-time caller.
Oh, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Do you think there's any possibility they're not giving up these kids to make a play on Skeens?
I'm sure that if Skeens is available, they'll definitely make a play on him. Absolutely. To me, Skeens is more valuable than Skubal because Skubal's going to be a free agent at the end of 2026. You still have 4 years of control left on Skeens. Yeah, you empty. I don't think there's anybody that's untouchable if you could get Paul Skeens. But why would the Pirates do that? They still have control of him for 4 more years. Their only risk is if he gets hurt. So you could still trade him with 2 years left. They could get 2 more years out of him. They get bigger crowds when he pitches. He's a great representative for the Pirates. But if the Pirates ever say to baseball, okay, Skeens is available, teams would empty their farm systems for Paul Skeens. That's how special he is. That's how special he is. Let's go to John in Boston. John.
Hey, Michael. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the A-Rod documentary. I watched it last night. It was pretty good. Big Yankees fan, big A-Rod supporters. You know, it was kind of cool to see him kind of open up in a way that, you know, you really haven't seen him open up about parts of his past. And, you know, I think he's really deserving of the Hall of Fame. I know it's kind of a hot button topic with, you know, the steroids and, but yeah, I think, you know, some people that were implicated are in, I think, and I think A-Rod, probably one of the best hitters of all time and a tremendous fielder and a great Yankee. So I think he's
listen, I thought we had him on yesterday, John. I'm not sure if you heard that. And I wondered, and I asked Alex, why would you open up a vein like this after everything you've gone through? You know, he's certainly come out of the darkness, and, you know, he's come out on the other side. I call him Lazarod, you know, rising from the dead. And I think the first episodes, the 3-episode part, was very telling, very open, very raw, and I think very, very well done. You can see it was a first-rate production that HBO Max put together. As far as the Hall of Fame, Bonds and Clemens aren't in the Hall of Fame. And they never were suspended. And they never failed a test. Alex was suspended for a year. A year. And he knows that. And in the documentary, he said, I know I'm not going to make the Hall of Fame, and it's on me. So unless there's a seismic change in the thinking, so I think that Bonds and Clemens in the writers' voting got like 60% of the vote, right? Every time they've come up before a committee made up of former players or others, they don't even get close to that. So Alex's best chance is, the clock is ticking though, is that the writers have this change of heart about people that use PEDs. Because Alex's stats tell you he's one of the greatest players who ever lived. One of the greatest players who ever lived. But people have a problem with how he got there. Same thing with Bonds and Clemens. But the most support they got was 60%, a little bit over, and you have to get 75%. I've told this to Alex personally. You should restart your clock. Come back for one at bat, say with the Marlins, be a big, big thing for them to get a big crowd, and that restarts your clock. Because after this 10 years is over, then it becomes a committee thing, and the committees are not voting these guys in. And our previous caller just said, well, there are people that have been implicated. Yeah, but nobody that has failed the test. Manny Ramirez isn't close to getting in. David Ortiz supposedly failed the test, but Manfred backed him up and said, maybe it was a false positive. There are others that there were suspicions of it, but no failed tests, no suspensions. Alex has an uphill climb. He knows that. And in the documentary, he says, I know I'm not making the Hall of Fame, and it's on me because I'm stupid. Because of the stuff I did. I give him credit for that. 696 home runs, one of the greatest shortstops of all time, and a pretty darn good third baseman, too. And I think he knows he's not going to get in unless there's a seismic change. Again, if he has that one at bat, unretires, then the clock will start with the writers after 5 years after he retires from that one at bat. So he had 15 years that maybe the thought process on steroids would change. But I don't think he's going to do that. He wants to finish his career with his last at bat as a Yankee. Let's go to Jay in Newburgh. Jay.
Hey, Mike, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
Good. I just wanted to, I agree with you as far as with Mattingly. He was my guy, man. Growing up, he was the only reason, to be a Yankee fan at that time. It was sad seeing him at the very end, with the back issues, and it was great to see him in that his only playoff appearance against Seattle. He rose to the challenge. But it's actually sad. I find it kind of sad that it seems like he's kind of going around MLB hat in hand, kind of asking for these jobs where I'm not sure why he's not getting a check from the Yankees. I mean, like you said, there's got to be some capacity that he should be some type of special ambassador or type of special spring training instructor, anything, for him to be at least getting at least,
one thing, I agree with your basic premise. I don't think he's going around hat in hand. He could have stayed with the Blue Jays if he wanted. They wanted him back. And, he's in town and was interviewed yesterday, and people asked him. They also asked, there's one managerial job left, and I thought he was really honest. And that's the Rockies. That's not a job for me. He said, that's a rebuild project. You have to have a young, energetic guy. I'm not the guy for that job. I'm not. So I don't think he has hat in hand at all. He doesn't need to work anymore. He made enough money. I mean, he could sign autographs and make millions of dollars a year. That's how beloved he is. But I think there should be a place for Mattingly in the Yankee firmament. I mean, he's in Monument Park. Again, one of the most popular players that the Yankees have ever had. Colin in Middletown. Colin.
Hey, how are you, man?
Good. How you doing?
I just want to say I totally agree. I'm 51. I fell off of baseball a little bit, but I'm a huge Yankee fan my whole life. And two things. Don Mattingly definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I think he's kind of like a Jeterish kind of guy that just always came through. And maybe it resonates more with Yankee fans, I guess, that how much he is beloved in this way. That's exactly where he needs to be. Like something like that. Just to kind of, everyone loved him. Everyone.
I agree, Colin. I don't see a negative. One of the, William Nicholas, who listens to the show, just tweeted this out on Twitter. He said, if Don Mattingly is with the Yankee organization, the amount of Fire Boone calls you get will quadruple. Handle it. I mean, even if he's not hired by the Yankees, you're going to hear that. I mean, Brian Cashman has made it very clear he's not hiring Don Mattingly to be the manager. He's passed him over twice. So it's not even an option. They would never bring Don Mattingly in if Aaron Boone was fired, unless Hal Steinbrenner stepped in and said, you know what, we need to have a different face. This is the perfect face, and this is what we're going to do. But Brian Cashman has said he does not want to hire Don Mattingly as a manager because he doesn't want to ever have to fire Don Mattingly. Listen, I think that's a negative way to look at it, but I think that ship has sailed. And, if you can't handle it, I mean, we hear Fire Boone chants all the time. I sit here and get vilified for it because I don't believe that he's the problem. So whether Don Mattingly works for the Yankees or not, that has nothing to do with Aaron Boone. Nothing. Aaron Boone is very cool with it. Aaron Boone was really cool with Joe Girardi being the Yankee broadcaster. And that puts heat, too, because, Girardi's the last manager to win a World Series. Boone didn't have a problem with him being around all the time, being on the air. He's very secure, and he should be. And he shouldn't have a problem with Mattingly either. And I bet you that they would get along great. Again, I'm not saying that you have to hire Mattingly as a coach. There's got to be a role in the organization. There has to be. And it's a no-brainer. It's only positive PR. There's nothing negative about it. Hey, Game Time brought to you by Tullamore Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 7 p.m., the Rangers are in Detroit to play the Red Wings, so there's a chance they could score because it's not at Madison Square Garden. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. right here on ESPN New York. 7 p.m., Islanders host the Wild at UBS Arena. And at 7:30, the Nets host the Pistons at the Barclays Center, and that game will be on Yes, and maybe the Nets could win 2 in a row. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. All right, we'll come back. There's a former Yankee and Met that got good news today. We'll talk about that in just a moment right here on the K Show, ESPN New York.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS. Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Rich Eisen here for Sonos, the speakers that bring every game to life in my own house. With studio quality sound, Sonos makes you feel like you're right there in the stadium. Whether you're cheering on your team, binging your favorite show, or listening to the hottest songs, Sonos fills every room with incredible sound. Setup is easy. Just plug in, open the Sonos app, and you're ready to go. Want stadium quality sound at home just like me? Because I love Sonos. You will too. Explore soundbars, speakers, and more at Sonos.com. Sonos. They look as good as they sound.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
New York is giving you the chance to experience UFC 322 at Madison Square Garden on November 15th. One grand prize winner and a guest will score tickets to the ESPN New York Suite, hosted by Sweet Peter Rosenberg. Enjoy the energy of the Garden, the comforts of a private suite, and world-class UFC action alongside one of New York's biggest sports personalities. To enter, find the contest tile on the ESPN New York app to submit your entry. Brought to you by Bud Light, proud to be the official beer sponsor of UFC. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Well, Darryl Strawberry was in a hospital today as his wife was recovering from surgery. She's been going through some health issues, and he saw a phone call from Washington, D.C. on his phone, and he picked it up, and the voice on the other end said, President Trump would like to speak with you. And then the president got on the line and told Darryl Strawberry that he was pardoning him from all of his past transgressions, the time that he spent in incarceration, and he was wiping the record clean. So Trump did that. Strawberry is overjoyed, said that he could finally put his past behind him. So it was, I don't know why Trump decided to do that with Strawberry. Had a relationship, I guess, with Strawberry, and sees how Strawberry lives his life and wanted to erase that from his record, and he did. So Darryl Strawberry got good news today. Now, I will make a little bit of a political statement, and it's not from either side of the aisle. I will tell you this. I don't think that presidents, and I'm not talking, this is not about Darryl at all. You know I love Darryl, and I'm glad for him. I don't think presidents should be allowed to pardon people. Like, you know, when Biden left office, there was like a treasure trove of pardons that he handed out. And then when Trump took office, he did the same thing. So by pardoning people that have committed crimes, you are saying, I'm above the legal system. I don't care what you've done. I'm gonna pardon you. So I mean, we talk about, you know, no kings and stuff like that. I mean, that's all. It's all word salad. Because if you allow one person, the president of the United States, whether it be Biden or Trump, to just pardon people, then you're putting them above the legal system. Juries of Americans found these people guilty of something and sent them to jail. And with one stroke of your pen, you're saying, well, it didn't happen, you're out. And I mean, every president does it. And I think it's wrong. I think it's something that should be taken out of their quiver. It should. I don't understand how one man could dismantle what a jury of somebody's peers decided. Obama was wrong doing it. Bush was wrong doing it. Biden's wrong doing it. And I think Trump's wrong doing it. I think you're giving too much power to one person to erase the will of the people. That's my one little foray into politics, and I felt comfortable doing it because it's not about one person. It's about that office should not have that kind of unilateral power to just say, okay, I know you're guilty, but I want you out of jail. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Now, speaking of guilty and not guilty, Mark Sanchez, involved in that unbelievably hard to grasp situation in Indianapolis where he was, arguing and had some kind of altercation with a 69-year-old man who ended up stabbing him. And then Sanchez went to the hospital. He's out of the hospital now, but we don't really still know what happened. We have no idea. And now, Andrew Marchand of The Athletic reporting, according to a Fox spokesman, Mark Sanchez no longer works with Fox. So they've hired Drew Brees to take his spot as the third NFL analyst. He'll be working with Adam Amin, who does a great job. But what happened? When are we going to find what happened with Mark Sanchez? Something must be significant enough that Fox should say he's no longer with the network. You can't just fire somebody for no reason. So what happened? What do they know that we don't know yet? Because the times and interactions that I've had with Mark Sanchez, he seemed like a nice enough guy. That doesn't mean that he didn't do something terrible in Indianapolis, but it doesn't seem like it jives with the person that people know. So I would hope that at some point it's revealed exactly what he did. He just lost his career. He completely lost his career. Now, who's going to hire him now after this? So good for Drew Brees getting a second chance in the booth, and a tough blow for Mark Sanchez, but maybe it's deserved. We don't know because we don't know what happened in Indianapolis. We'll shift to some football, especially Aaron Glenn's decision not to announce who the quarterback is this weekend against the Browns. We'll hear from Aaron Glenn in just a moment, right here on the K Show, ESPN New York.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement, plus a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Harry Douglas here. Fellas, it's time to step up your grooming game. Manscaped just leveled up with the Lawnmower 5 and the Chairman Plus, two powerhouses built for unmatched precision, comfort, and control. Whether you're cleaning up before a night out, preparing for a big meeting, or getting ready for a game day, Manscaped has the tools to help you look and feel your absolute best. These aren't just old school clippers. They're engineered for modern men who take pride in their daily routine. So upgrade your grooming gear and experience the difference. And now you can find Manscaped products at your local Walmart.
Welcome back to the show. Big Football Friday. We have the Browns against the Jets on Sunday. That'll be at MetLife. And we have the Bears against the Giants, and that will be in Chicago. Now, we know starting for the Giants is going to be Jackson Dart. And it's interesting. I was thinking about this. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, you know, Brian Burns of the Giants, I think has 11 sacks at this point. 11. Leads the NFL. Jackson Dart has gotten off to a great start in his rookie year. There's an outside chance that the Giants could have the defensive player of the year on their team and the offensive rookie of the year on their team. And they have 2 wins. How does that even make sense? 2 guys having extraordinary years, and they've managed to win 2 games. We'll get back to that in just a moment. I want to talk about the Jets. So we're playing this reindeer game of who's going to be the quarterback. Now, if it's anybody but Justin Fields after the game that Justin Fields had in the Jets' lone win against Cincinnati, well, then bigger questions have to be asked when we come back on the air on Monday. It's going to be Justin Fields. But Aaron Glenn refuses to acknowledge who the starting quarterback is going to be. In fact, he likes to be truculent. Let's listen to Aaron Glenn being truculent.
We'll have a quarterback.
All right, so just follow up on that. You're not going to tell us Fields or Taylor.
We'll have a quarterback.
Unrelated to having a quarterback.
Okay.
Would you like to get to a point here where you have a set quarterback where whether it's Taylor, Fields, whatever, he is your guy so that you can deal with the ebbs and flows where, say it's Justin or it's Taylor, they have a bad game on Sunday. It's not, okay, it's the other one next week. We're riding with this guy the rest of the season. He is our quarterback.
Well, the thing is, I don't worry about those things. Our guys know who's going to be the quarterback. I know who's going to be the quarterback. It's just not my responsibility to have to tell you that.
It kind of is. It kind of is, because why even talk to the media then if you're not going to tell them that? Does your fan base deserve to know who the quarterback is? And here's something that hasn't been mentioned a lot, and I think it's really important. Injury reports and decisions on doubtful or out, doesn't that impact betting? Isn't there a big cloud that hangs over sports right now about information that might be available in-house but might not be available publicly? The longer you go without telling the public who your quarterback is, well, in that facility at Florham Park, there's a lot of people that know that Justin Fields is probably the starting quarterback. So that information could be handed out to the wrong people at the wrong time. This is where the NFL has to step in and say to Aaron Glenn, well, what are you doing? You picking fights for the sake of picking fights. You know, I use the word truculent because I carefully chose it. And I want to give you the definition in the Oxford Dictionary. And this is exactly what Aaron Glenn is. Aggressively defiant, quick to argue or oppose, quarrelsome. Why? What have you done? You've done nothing to have that kind of a discourse with the media. Nothing. What gives you the hubris to treat people so poorly that are just doing their jobs? Who's the quarterback? They're not asking you what the game plan is. They're asking you who the quarterback is. The most simple question that you could have. And you're actually admitting that the person who's going to be the quarterback knows, but you're not going to tell the media. So essentially, you're spitting in the face of your fan base. That's where the NFL has to step in and go, enough of this nonsense. Enough. If you know who the quarterback is, tell who the quarterback is. Because again, it ties in to what we're going through with gambling right now. That's exactly what it ties into. What if they want to do an over-under bet on yards from scrimmage, actually rushing for a quarterback? They might not want to do it if they know the quarterback's going to be Tyrod Taylor, but they might want to lay some money on the fact that it's going to be Justin Fields. So you're putting this information out there, or not putting it out there, where it then could be put out there by people that shouldn't be putting it out there and being known by people that shouldn't know it. Aaron Glenn acts like he's got a handful of Super Bowl rings. He's done nothing for him to act this way. What's his beef with the media? They're covering the fact that his team looks disorganized and awful and lost the first 7 games of the season? Why? They're just telling the truth. His team stinks and he hasn't done a good job. And now he doesn't want to tell you I know. I don't have to tell you. Then why meet with the media? Every time he meets with the media, he argues with them. And Rich Cimini, we had on the other day, covers the Jets for 37 years. He warned the guys on the beat. This type of guy he is, even as a player. Very pugnacious. Like to argue, like to get into it. But you have to earn the right to act that way. You really do. Bill Parcells was an ass. It didn't play over well when he was with Cleveland. And it didn't play over well when he was at New England. But he had 6 rings. And he could put all 6 and stack them in his middle finger and just say to the media, on to Cincinnati. Never answered a question. But he almost kind of earned that right. And you can be nasty to the media if you want. Everybody hates the media. It's the new hobby. But there are certain things that you're almost obligated to say. You think the Cleveland Browns are losing sleep over who's going to start? Whoever starts, Myles Garrett's going to be all over them. Going to be all over them. I just wonder why he's acting this way. Who's hurt him? A friend of mine just texted, Parcells would say, I have a game to win, fellas. Next question. But Parcells earned that right. He was a great coach with a pedigree and a resume. Aaron Glenn hasn't earned that to act this way. Is that a good look for the Jets? I mean, they have a public relations nightmare. They're raising ticket prices, and they're going to miss the playoffs for the 15th straight year. And you have a coach that's going to completely act like a jackass every time he's in front of the podium? It doesn't make any sense. It's a simple question. Who's your quarterback going to be? Not whether or not you're going to play a cover 2. You're not giving away state secrets. Who's the quarterback going to be? This guy fights every single time he meets with the media, and I wonder what's behind it. What's behind it? Who's he mad at? Is he mad he took the job? An organization that has the hubris or the cubes to raise ticket prices when they're about to not make the price for the 15th straight year, they need all the good publicity that they can have. And you have a coach that's combative and fighting with the media all the time over nothing. They didn't do him wrong. They've been behind him. They were singing his praises when the Jets hired him. Does he think it's cute? I don't think it's cute. Let's go to Ira in Staten Island. Ira.
Hey, Michael, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
You know, it's really amazing when you get to Aaron Glenn. And believe me, I really wanted this to work out. But, you know, until I'm convinced otherwise by his performance, I just don't see it. And you look at his 4 years as defensive coordinator with the Lions, except for last year when he was, I believe, 7th in the league with points allowed. The previous 3 years, he was in the bottom, 27, 28, 29, 31. So I don't see where what he's proven, except that he's been around for a long time. And with everything that went down this week, basically he bought himself 3 years. And, boy, what a bill of goods he has sold Woody Johnson. And as a Jet fan, I'm hoping for the best, but I just don't have a good feeling about him going forward. I really don't. I know they made good moves this week, but do you have any confidence that they're going to pick the right people?
That was my big concern, Ira, and I felt that the moves were the proper moves to make. They got great value for both of the players, and obviously they're not doing anything this year. My big concern, what has the firm of Glenn and Muji proven that they're going to make the most of those draft picks? And you're right, they bought themselves many, many years. So even if he goes 1-16 this year, he's good. Even if he goes 2-15 next year, he's good. He's running the show. And as Ira said, somehow he got to Woody and pretty much convinced him, I'm the guy. I'm going to make this work. Hasn't so far. Let's go to Kev on the island. Kev.
How's it going, co-host? How are you, man?
I'm good, Kev. How you doing?
All right, good. Mike, I'm sorry, I'm not too pleased right now with the things that I'm hearing pertaining to Aaron Glenn. I just don't think it's very fair. I remember everybody was talking about it when he first got the job, and it was just all peaches and cream, and it was great. And I said, all right, this is fantastic. The guy's going to get a fair shake. Now I'm starting to hear every negative on the planet pertaining to this to Aaron Glenn, simply because he's not forthcoming with the media in reference to his game plan when it comes to coaches, which I used to always think that why should I be giving my opponent information that as it goes, if they need to focus on both quarterbacks and game planning against both quarterbacks, that's to my advantage. So I don't kind of understand when had that changed. It changed when Aaron Glenn took over, because that used to be the common thing if a quarterback was coming back off of injury. You game plan for both of them. It's not for me to tell you, okay, yeah, I'm going with one. So, Michael, what changed? What changed in coaching philosophy?
Well, as I said, I don't think anything has changed except for the gambling aspect as well. So the longer you keep this kind of information in-house where it could leak out to the wrong people, you're doing your league a disservice. And also being combative with the media.
Okay.
Kev, how does that help the Jets?
I personally don't necessarily see Aaron Glenn as being overtly or overly combative when it comes to the media. And it's, for me personally, I'm like, listen, he is not responsible for, as Peter used to say, the D-gens out there that want to go and get upset because they don't know who's going to be playing, so that way they can make their bets accordingly. It's not his responsibility.
It kind of is the response. Well, that's why that the league, though, Kev, is cracking down on injury reports and stuff like that, because that's the kind of stuff that could get out and move lines. If you're going to get in bed with the gambling companies, Kevin, you have to be more forthright. You just do. And I'm sorry that it falls. What other coach is not telling you who his quarterback is going to be on Friday?
Well, Mike, you want me to go through things right now that, of course, you know, I'm not going to be able to legitimately answer you right now. You want me to go through from the beginning of the season up until now of that particular situation? I can't answer that question.
Okay, cool.
But I'm kind of perplexed by this whole notion that the coaches need to, in this particular situation where you have two quarterbacks that can be leaders of your team or that can be starters on your team, and one is struggling, one is always hurt. So to me, and they're both going to be healthy by this time, why am I letting it out there? Why am I sitting down there caring about the gamblers in reference to, or even the NFL? I think his job is big enough that he doesn't need to be concerned and worried about, the NFL is going to what? They're going to come down on me because I'm not giving them the scouting reports on who I'm going to play, and they're going to be upset with me. I think Aaron Glenn could care less.
Well, but here's the deal. Here's the deal, Kev. If he really didn't truly know whether or not Taylor was healthy enough to play, and he didn't know who was quarterback, he hadn't made the decision yet, he said the quarterback that's going to start knows. So that information has been passed down to that person, and that means that within that building in Florham Park, there are a number of people, the offensive coordinator, the people, his assistants that work with him. There are a lot of people that know the answer to that question. So if you make an improper phone call to somebody, hey, by the way, this is the guy who's starting. And if you say, well, it doesn't matter with the Jets, well, then it wouldn't matter to the Browns in the way that they prepare. And his job is big. He's the head of the football operations for the Jets. He's bigger than Muji. He is. He's the kingpin. But he's not bigger than the NFL. Because all Roger Goodell has to do is get involved, call Woody Johnson, go, this nonsense has to stop. And also, there's a way to answer questions, too. There's a way. He could just, like Kevin just said, in a very rational, calm tone, you know what, guys? I'm going to hold every advantage that I could hold, and I don't want the Cleveland Browns to know until they have to know. Instead, play the cut again, Ray, and listen to the way he addresses it. It's almost like he's spiting the media. That's exactly what it sounds like.
We'll have a quarterback.
All right, so just follow up on that. You're not going to tell us Fields or Taylor.
We'll have a quarterback.
Unrelated to having a quarterback.
Okay.
Would you like to get to a point here where you have a set quarterback where whether it's Taylor, Fields, whatever, he is your guy so that you can deal with the ebbs and flows where, say, it's Justin or it's Taylor, they have a bad game on Sunday. It's not, okay, it's the other one next week. We're riding with this guy the rest of the season. He is our quarterback.
Well, the thing is, I don't worry about those things. Our guys know who's going to be the quarterback. I know who's going to be the quarterback. It's just not my responsibility to have to tell you that.
Then why even meet with the media? And I'm all for this, by the way. I think this is my new thing. Don't talk to the media. You don't tell us anything anyway. I'm not just saying Aaron Glenn. Brian Dable, too. Aaron Boone, too. Don't talk. Because people seem to make a delineation between talking to the media, but it's not disrespect to the fans. It's exactly disrespect to the fans. It's exactly that. The only way the fans find out about their team is through the media asking questions of the players and the coach. So Aaron Glenn, I don't have to tell you. Well, maybe the NFL should step in and make him tell you. Because it's not a point of injury anymore. It's a point of strategy. So he doesn't want the Browns to know. I'm sorry, then that information can fall in the hands of the wrong people. And if you don't think that gambling plays a huge role now, maybe you should wake up. Do you see what's happening in the NBA? Because there was that one instance where we didn't know if LeBron was going to play or not. But somebody who shouldn't have known knew who was in the facility and then passed it on the gamblers. That's the alleged charge. And then they went heavy against the Lakers because they knew that LeBron wasn't playing. Now, it's not a case here of, Johnny Unitas or some schlub. I mean, there's not that much of a difference between Fields and Taylor. So you're just doing it to be combative. You think Kevin Stefanski is losing 1 second of sleep as he and his defensive people come up with a game plan to defend Fields, who can't throw, and Taylor, who doesn't run that well. You think he's really losing any sleep? But it could move a betting line, can't it? So you want that information in abeyance where somebody who shouldn't have that information has it. That's what you're risking by playing this little game. And again, on a front that fans don't have to care about, the Jets organization needs all the goodwill that they could have. And you got a coach that wants to fight with the media. The media didn't make you 1-7. You made you 1-7. Your players made you 1-7. Why are you angry at the media? Why are you fighting with the media? I don't get it. Supposedly he was a well-liked guy. But some guys, when they get moved to the big chair, they think they have to act different. He's acting like Bill Parcells, and he doesn't have the pelts that Bill Parcells has. Hey, you can institute all you want, the thinkings and the philosophies of Bill Parcells with the type of players you want. You want to have a run-heavy offense, whatever the case may be. That's a good guy to follow. But you don't get to act like Bill Parcells until you win. Because Bill Parcells wasn't as combative as he ended up becoming when he was 3-12-1. In fact, he almost lost his job. George Young was ready to fire him. You've got to earn that kind of nastiness and disrespect toward the media. And I know there's a lot of people in their car right now, or if you're listening on the app, you're rolling your eyes. I don't care about the media. No one cares about the media. I get it. The media is the Antichrist. Understand it. But remember, when you call up and say, I wonder what this guy wants to do. I wonder what... The media is the only one that can tell us because they have access to asking those questions. The fans don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't know. Otherwise, you'd have no idea. And Bill Parcells is famous for the quote, "You are what your record says you are." So the Jets record now says you're really bad and has nothing to do with the media. You're really, really bad. Let's go to Joe in West Harrison. Joe.
Hey, Mike, good afternoon. How are you? Agreeing
Good.
with
How
everything
you
you're
doing?
saying today. I'm doing good. He's getting it's so immature. I mean, I liked when he first came over, I wanted a former Jet that could relate to the New York fans. And when he cut the punt returner that had some credibility, seemed like a Parcells move, which he would do to get their attention, that anybody can be cut. But now, I mean, with this thing, and it's so immature that he's coming back at it with this whole thing with the quarterbacks. Like you said, Stefanski's going to lose 1 minute of sleep on either one of these quarterbacks. You know, I'm not a Fields fan. I don't even know why they did it. But, you know, it's too late now for that. And he's only making more enemies, which is going to shorten his lifetime here, I believe.
I'm glad you brought that up, Joe. That's a great point. I'm going to tell you this. And Bart Scott said this on Bart and Carlin, the show right before ours. You're gonna treat the media like this, right? And now the media is supposed to be right down the middle. But here's a little bit of a secret. They're human beings. And if you treat a human being the wrong way, when they have an opportunity to come down hard on you, they will. Bart said this. Bart's a former player at a really high level. They're going to lie in wait. And your only chance is that you become great at what you're doing. Because if you continue to splash around and you can't even save yourself, they're going to come down so hard on you because you treated them like such trash, like they're insignificant imps. They'll be waiting. What's the value in that for Aaron Glenn? I remember something that Dave LaPointe once told me. For you younger fans, look him up. Yankees signed him as a free agent. Guy from Long Island. Great guy, great personality. Was great with the media. Here's what he said. If you're good to the media, they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. If you're a 500 pitcher, they're not going to kill you because you treated them like human beings. And most people are average. He said you could treat people great, and if you're 1-15, they got to say you're 1-15. And you could treat them like trash, and if you're, 16-1, they've got to lionize you. So does Glenn think that they're going to be 16-1, so he's above reproach? I'm sure that's what he's hoping. And maybe he knows if we're going to stink this bad, doesn't matter how I treat him, so I'll just treat him like trash. They're going to kill me anyway. But what if you're right in the middle? Is it worth it just to treat somebody nicely? Is that so hard to do? To treat somebody the way you'd want to be treated? I don't get it. I don't get it. Nobody has to deal with the media more than Aaron Boone. Football coaches don't have to deal with the media like a baseball manager does. And I'll bring Carlos Mendoza in as well. But I think there's more emphasis and more media on the Yanks. He has to meet before the game. He has to meet after the game. Every day. And they're jumping him every single time, asking every question. Sometimes he gets a little bit snippy. But over 180 days, not as snippy as you would think. He's a gentleman. He might not tell you what you want to hear, but he's a gentleman about it. Aaron Glenn is not being that guy. He's not being a good dude. And nobody gets hammered more than Aaron Boone. Nobody. And he doesn't snap at the media. Sometimes, again, once every month, he'll get a little short. But he realizes his job. He's the face of the franchise. Aaron Glenn is the face of the Jets. Not only is he the coach, he's running all the football operations. And he's deciding to get into a hissing match with the media. Why? Is it so hard to be a good guy? And I'm not saying being a patsy and just agreeing with everything, because the media says some stupid things and they ask stupid questions. But asking who the quarterback is not a stupid question. It's not unreasonable. This is the same guy who jumped on Brian Costello in London when, are you considering a quarterback change? Why would you ask a question like that? And then he changes the quarterback the next time he meets the media. He has not covered himself in glory. He hasn't. Picking Fields, giving Gardner that big contract, foundational piece, backed off on everything. Discipline, we're not going to commit penalties. That's all they've done. Defensive genius, all they do is give up points. None of the things that we were promised. So everything that he ran on, if he was a political candidate, he hasn't come through on any of them. Any of them. We'll be back. FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern. Only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Visit FanDuel.com/K to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in with those you care about. And to remind ourselves that we're not alone. As seasons change and days grow darker sooner, it can be a tough time for many. This November, BetterHelp's encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones, and remind the people in your life that you're there. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. Short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and preferences, and our 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means we typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recommendations. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Score a win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money. So he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
This holiday season, Target has your back with irresistibly cool gifts for everyone on your list. For the trendsetter, start with affordable beauty kits and gift sets. Need something the whole fam will love? Grab snuggly matching fits in every size and style. And for the thrill seekers, don't forget the hottest toys and tech of the season. Target's got you covered with the best deals for endless fun. Shop in store or online. And step into the holidays with Target. Restrictions apply.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're on until 3 at that time. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Later on, we will give you our 2-pack for sure. I'm 11-7 this year after a 1-1 week last week. I'm sorry, I lost. My team didn't cover. The one game I lost, they didn't cover. A late tack-on field goal actually messed up my number. So I've been doing very, very well. But 1-1's not awful, and 11-7 on the season. So far, so good. And I've got 2 that I don't think you would look at these 2 and go, yeah, he's definitely going to pick these. No, I'm out there on this. So we'll do that in the final segment of the show. Let's go to Britt in New Jersey. Britt.
Hey, Michael, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Britt?
I'm good. So a couple things on this situation with Aaron Glenn. So first thing is it's just gotten old. It's cheesy. He's trying way too hard to be opposite of what it was last year, and it's not landing the way that he thinks it is. And I think it's just gotten cheesy. You know, Belichick did it for years. We all know that, but Belichick was winning. Aaron Glenn is 1-7. There is no strategy. He's not throwing anybody off. You're 1-7, pal. Get over it. And then my other point is it is disrespectful because of the fact that it's in his contract. His multi-million-dollar contract, if I remember correctly from being on the media side, it is in coaches' contracts that they have to speak with the media, is it not?
Oh, he has to speak with the media. Yeah, but you know what? He's choosing to not tell them anything. I guess, which is his choice. But when it comes to like saying who the quarterback's going to be and the nasty way he's addressing it, you said something interesting, a phrase. I want to get to you on that. How do you think he thinks it's landing? How does he think? Does he want to come off as a tough guy?
That's what it sounds like, and that's what it seems like. He wants to come in and change the culture and, be completely opposite of Robert Saleh and the team that did Hard Knocks and really make it seem like they're, putting in work, but there's no work being shown for at all. You have one win out of 8 games. What is that doing except for bringing the morale down? I'd be miserable in that building. Absolutely miserable.
And it's funny, Britt, you mentioned Belichick. We all dealt with Belichick when he was with the Patriots and he was winning. His act is not playing that well in North Carolina right now. If you don't win, you can't act any way you want. Now, Belichick does have a Hall of Fame resume. Aaron Glenn doesn't. And, I'm of the opinion that Belichick didn't have to act that way. He was a jerk. Now, Parcells had a lighter touch. He actually had a good relationship with the media. It was kind of like sparring with them. Aaron Glenn's not sparring with the media. Bill Belichick didn't spar with the media. He talked down to them. They talked down to the media. They didn't want to be asked questions. That's a new tack, both in sports and in politics. If there's a good question asked, or a hard question asked, then just disparage the person who asked the question, rather than having to answer the question. And asking who the quarterback is, I'm sorry, that's not that tough of a question. John in Bethlehem. John.
Hey, Michael. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I normally don't call in unless it's baseball season, but this conversation's driving me insane. Your comments are so right, spot on. Aren't there any writers that have high credibility? They've been around a long time. Why don't they just say that to him? Why don't they just repeat exactly what you're saying to him? If he doesn't answer, if he gets combative, it'll be all over the internet anyway. Just call him out. Make him look like an idiot that he's acting like.
Well, maybe, John.
I know these guys.
I'm not in that building, but maybe they're doing it behind the scenes because I know the people in the Jets media relations, they're really good. I mean, they're really, really good. And, they had a dream coach in Robert Saleh. And, obviously Rex Ryan was amazing with the media, telling stories all the time, and he was very successful. Got the 2 AFC championship games. So I'm sure the people in the media relations department, they're cringing, but, Aaron Glenn has accrued so much power in such a short amount of time. Nobody's going to go up and tell him you got to change. He thinks this is the right way. Let's go to Frank in Newark. Frank.
Doing. I just wanted to say, Hi, good afternoon, Mike. How you doing? I just wanted to say, did you ever watch the documentary Football Life?
Which one was that? What was that about?
With Tom Coughlin. In
Yes,
that documentary itself, he admitted that even though he had a winning record in the first couple of years in New York, he had a bad relationship with the media, and even though he had somewhat of a winning record, he actually almost lost his job as a head coach. So Aaron Glenn has to kind of take a lesson from that because, you have to have the success in New York in order to be able to pull the Parcells, arrogance, and what have you, because the media doesn't put up with that. If you don't deliver on success and results, it's a results-driven league. You don't deliver on that.
Frank, you bring up a great point, and that's why I come back to what Bart Scott said. The media. You've set up the media as your enemy now, and again, they're supposed to be right down the middle. And if he does well, they've got to right. But not everybody does great. They'll be lying in wait. They can't wait to bring him down if he's going to treat them like that. So I mean, what's in it for Glenn to act this way? How is this a good strategy? Yeah, let me treat the media like trash, like they're insignificant. That's a nice strategy. Why? Because everything I've heard is that Aaron Glenn's a good guy, good family guy. Why would you want to deal with the media this way? How does it help you? Everything you do, every act has a reaction. So I'd like to know, what's his end game to treat the media like this? Does he think he's going to be so fabulously successful that it doesn't matter how he treats them. But there's still going to be, there's probably 2 more years where the Jets aren't going to be competitive. And you don't think the media is going to really try to run you down? It's so, it's such a cliche. It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. It just does. It's harder to be a jerk than to be a decent person. You got to go out of your way to be a jerk. Let's go to Jimmy in Rockland. Jimmy.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal with the whole Aaron Glenn thing, and I do think it kind of gives a competitive advantage because there are 2 different style quarterbacks. I mean, Justin Fields is like primarily running, and we see Tyrod Taylor's more of a pocket passer. So even though they're not good, neither one's good, it still gives you something extra to prepare for.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I understand that part of it, Jim. I really do. I'm not going to deny that. But I don't think, as I said, I don't think that Stefanski is losing any sleep over it. That's number one. Number two, the league should dictate that by Friday, if both quarterbacks are healthy, he should announce who the quarterback is. And third, there's a way to do it without being a jackass, without being so nasty and so short. Just say Jimmy, just say what you actually said. Hey, guys, my team's 1-7. I'm trying to get any advantage I can. So I don't want to announce the quarterback until I have to. So we'll find out who the quarterback is when he jogs out of the tunnel on Sunday. There, you've diffused it. Instead, I'm not telling you. I know, but you're not going to know. I don't have to tell you. Why take it that way? So if you think that there is actually a competitive advantage to not announcing the starter on Friday and the game Sunday, great. I can't argue with you. I don't know. Maybe there is. But there's a way to do it without being that guy. Let's go to Hirsch in Valley Stream. Hirsch.
What's up, buddy? How are you, Michael K?
Good. Haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing?
How you doing, brother? I've been busy with the podcast. I'm killing it. I'm working hard, but I heard you today. You are on fire, man. I love the way you sound today, and I have to tell you, I'm dead on agreement with you. The level of tone deaf right now that we're finding with Aaron Glenn, he talks about Parcells and Dan Campbell and what he did in Detroit and all this stuff. What's happening here is so disgusting. The disrespect that he has for our friends in the media is just outlandish to me. And just like every other coach that gets fired in New York, ultimately the fans have a big say in it. When the owners of these teams get to a level of I can't hear it anymore, I'm going to get rid of the coach because the fans hate him. This is what's going to happen. We're hating the coach more than we're hating the team right now, Michael.
Well, I think people are hating the entire situation. So it's a bad product on the field. They've decided to break it down to the stud, so it's going to be a bad product next year as well. You're depending on 5 first-round draft picks and other assets as well to turn things around. But bottom line, it comes down to winning. And the more you win, the more latitude that you have to do what you want to do. But in the infant stages of your relationship with the fan base, essentially, forget about the media, because the media is the conduit to the fans. Tread lightly, man. Why make yourself an enemy when you don't need it? Don Hahn and Rosenberg coming up at 3. 2-pack for sure coming up as well. I give you my 2 picks for the weekend. But first, FanDuel Friday is turning up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boost, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/K to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus and physically present in New York, opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Looking for the best internet deal? It's just a fast phone call away. Only Optimum Fiber Internet delivers the fastest and most reliable fiber internet starting at just $25 a month. That's right, lightning fast fiber internet at a price that won't slow you down. Call 888-4OPTIMUM today to lock in your offer in just a few minutes and see how you can also get the Disney Plus Hulu bundle and an unlimited mobile line on us. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Terms apply.
This fall, don't sit on the sideline because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, or joint pain, and missing out on the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain, New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing: getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime. Just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraine, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will personalize a non-surgical game plan just for you without pain medication. Same day and next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted, so what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit Sandwell Pain to text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. Jay Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory over pain is closer than you think.
All the way over Barzell, score! New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Get into the Hyundai Getaway sales event and get away with a deal so right, it almost feels wrong. Because right now, you can get a great deal on our most popular models, including our adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe Hybrid models. Or go all-electric and choose from America's most awarded EV lineup like the breakthrough Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with an awesome deal. Only during the Hyundai Getaway sales event. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Oh, yeah. Time for two-pack, for sure. I'll give you two NFL picks that I think are pretty good, and we'll see how we do. 11-7 on the season, 1-1 last weekend. Quick, I'm not going to pick the Giant game as my two-pack, but Giants announced Young-Ho Koo is going to be the kicker. Graham Gano hurt again. Supposedly some herniated disc in his neck. Don't know how he got it. But Koo, who is actually from New Jersey, is going to get a chance to kick for his hometown team. So that's the change for the Giants as they take on the Bears on Sunday. Here's my two picks for sure. Panthers are 5.5-point favorites over the Saints. Now, this game is in Carolina. Carolina is very good at home. They don't win by a lot. That's my concern here. They don't win by an awful lot, but I think they will over the Saints. The Saints are 0-4 on the road, and the margin of loss, thanks to Dave Bledsoe and the New York Post, is 19.25 points per game. Tyler Shuck is the quarterback, his second game. Panthers are building something nice there. So I think the Panthers are going to win this one maybe by 2 touchdowns. So give me the Panthers in Carolina, and I'll give the 5.5 to the Saints. Saints are truly a bad team. My second pick, after a bye week, the Bucs are 2.5-point favorites in Tampa against the Patriots. Now, the Patriots have a 6-game winning streak. Last game, they won by 1. I think they're playing a little bit over their head. They're a vastly improved team, and they have a really, really good coach. But Tampa Bay's really good. And Baker Mayfield will feel regenerated. He'll have a healthy team following a bye week. They have only lost to the Eagles and the Lions. So coming off a bye, I think the Bucs beat the Patriots by at least a touchdown. So give me the Bucs in Tampa. I'll give the 2.5 to Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. So again, my two-pack for sure. Saints, Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers, giving 5.5. Patriots, Bucs. I'm taking the Bucs, giving 2.5. Now let's take a look at our locals. This is not the two-pack for sure. That's why the music stopped, because Tom knows what he's doing. You only play the music during the two-pack for sure. Now I'm giving you bonus stuff. Browns are 2-point favorites over the Jets. That line is moved by 3 after the Jets trades, which I don't quite get, because the Jets have been bad with Sauce Gardner, with Quinnen Williams. So now you trade them, and you go from a favorite to an underdog by 3 points. I'm not sure about that. We still don't know who the quarterback is, but it's going to be Justin Fields. I think that Garrett's going to cause a lot of problems. The Browns have a great defense. They're only saddled by their terrible offense. Maybe Dylan Gabriel could put up some points against this Jet defense. I'm going to take the Browns, and I'm going to give the 2 points, because I think Myles Garrett might ring up 4 sacks. Jet offensive line is not bad, but Fields does hold on to the ball too much. And I don't think Taylor, if he does play, has the escapability that Fields does. So give me the Browns, and I'll give the 2 points to the Jets. And that game is at MetLife. Now the Bears, 4.5-point favorites over the Giants. This one's tough for me. This one's tough. The Giants did not play well against the 49ers, and their defense has been awful. It's been a sieve. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know why it's been this bad. And the Bears seem like they're finding something offensively. Ben Johnson, an offensive genius, has tapped into something that Caleb Williams resonates with, and he's become a better quarterback, and their offense has become more stout. Would I like to see the Giants win this game? Sure. It's one of those games that you look at on the schedule and go, well, maybe the Giants could right themselves and go into Chicago and beat the Bears, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Bears win this one, and they win by about 10. Right now, the Giants don't look right. And if you look at the last 9 quarters of football, starting with the fourth quarter against Denver, Their defense can't stop a nosebleed. They can't stop anybody. And now you got a really bright, innovative offensive mind like Ben Johnson who's working to try to make it happen. So give me the Bears, I'll give the 4.5. Give me the Browns, I'll give the 2. My 2-pack, give me the Panthers, I'll give 5.5 over the Saints. Give me the Bucs, I'll give the 2.5 over the Patriots. The Yankees had upper deck golf today at Yankee Stadium, where from the upper deck you could tee off and hit the ball into Yankee Stadium. Sounds like fun, but they had to pause it for 5 minutes because Garrett Cole threw again in the Yankee bullpen. So he threw 25 pitches. That took 5 minutes. And for 5 minutes, all the people that were there for the upper deck golf event, they had to not hit golf balls because if they really hit one and they hit it into the Yankee bullpen, then you might hit Garrett Cole, and you don't want to do that. Speaking of the Browns, Paul DiPietro, made that leap from baseball head to leading the Cleveland Browns operations and stuff like that. He's in the middle of that bad trade for a quarterback that should never have been signed. Now he leaves, and he's going to be the head of baseball operations of the Colorado Rockies. So he was the GM of the Dodgers, I think, 22 years ago. Now he's going back to baseball after being with the Browns, and the Browns had some success early. I mean, he was part of the group that drafted Baker Mayfield, but for the most part, it was a dumpster fire there. So Paul DiPietro is the new head of baseball operations with the Rockies, and they have to hire themselves a manager. So we touched on a lot of stuff today. Hope you enjoyed the show. The 2 hours went by quickly. The 10 hours for the week went by quickly. Hope you enjoyed the football this weekend. Hope you enjoy Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg coming up in just a moment. And I want you to please come back at 1 o'clock on Monday. We'll go over the Giants, the Jets. Maybe we'll know who the Jets starting quarterback was after they play. Maybe Aaron Glenn doesn't have to tell us. We'll see it right there. In the words of Billy Joel, life is a series of hellos and goodbyes. I'm afraid it's time for goodbye again. See everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and